Falcon View. I'm Jason Knavel here with Athletics Director Chris Kingston. Chris, let's just jump right into the questions that we got this month. You've got a few football games under your belt now. What kind of things are you seeing, and I think specifically from the fan experience standpoint, things that we can do maybe a little bit better, things that can be improved upon?
Yeah, I tell you, first from the football side of things, I would tell you that we've had an opportunity to see a phenomenal special coaching staff that can really figure out and dissect things when they're not going necessarily how we planned and have to change the plans at halftime. And equally as impressive to me is the team's ability to adjust. So we see it week after week after week, and so really impressed with the product that Dave Clausen and his group have put on the field for us. So really impressed from that standpoint. As far as the fan experience, we've made improvements each and every week, and my emails from week 1 to week 4 or 5 have really changed and shifted from can we do this, can we do this, can you fix this, to thank you for doing that, thank you for fixing that. And there's always room for more improvement. Of course, we were challenged with the weather a little bit on the front end of this last game with UMass, and so there were some challenges in the grass with both the tailgating and the parking. We addressed as many as we could, and so always an opportunity to improve there. I've seen much improvement in and around the concourses, and so we'll just keep building on that. And I always welcome everyone's feedback. I had a phone call this afternoon talking about ways we can get better. We have our staff and our senior staff everywhere trying to see things, but we don't have the ability to see exactly everything. And so it's been eye-opening, a couple of the things that we've been able to address and make better, and always looking to improve, though.
Sure. Good. Sticking with football, we've got less than 3 weeks until Toledo comes here. Don't have a game time set yet. Can you talk about how that process works in getting a game time for a game like Toledo?
This is a great question to ask, Jason, because a lot of folks don't know it. And so the way it works is if there's not a predetermined time, as you know, the media rights holder reserves the right, or the TV rights holder, broadcast, reserves the right to select the time 12 days out. And so traditionally on a Saturday game, that's 2 Mondays prior. And so that's where we're at with Toledo. We're hoping we find out on Monday. They also have the ability to enact a certain amount of times per the conference contract, a 6-day window. So that's the worst case, is that you don't know until the Monday before the Saturday. But by and large, we've been pretty lucky to find out on that 12-day window. Now, if for some reason we don't get picked up and we're relegated to like an ESPN3 broadcast through your mobile device or internet and at home, then we get to pick the TV time. And if we get to pick the time, I've talked with Dave, and Dave Clausen, he wants to go as early as possible. We want to get up and we want to get after it, and so respecting that, when we did get to pick our last TV time, our last kick time, we went with 2:30. I think somewhere in that 2:30 to 3:30 range is perfect for those that have Saturday morning activities, have enough time to tailgate, get to the game, and then get home at a reasonable hour for dinner, or perhaps continue to tailgate after the game. So that's kind of how it works, and we'll find out on Monday after we beat Mississippi State what time we kick for Toledo.
Sure. You brought up the Mississippi State game. We got that game before Toledo.
We do.
This came straight from Twitter. How much do we win by on Saturday?
Well, right now we're what they say, Coach Clausen will say, we're a 1-point underdog. So all we have to do is win by 1. Yeah. So that's where we need to be, and that's all that matters. Put the W in the column.
Sure. We got another Twitter question related to football, but I think it spreads more philosophically across the board. And it might have come from Coach Clausen, I'm not sure, but the question was, when are you going to extend Coach Clausen's contract? But philosophically speaking, across the board, what do you look for out of a coach to say, this is somebody who we want here long term?
Yeah, I tell you that Coach has done a great job of putting together a special staff, as I talked about earlier. And so he's got a tremendous mix of coaching, prowess, and recruiting, and so there's a great mix, and this is a very, very talented staff, and they've done such a great job in recruiting that the student athletes we have, they have the ability to execute what they're taught. Okay, and it starts on after a game, win or lose, 24-hour rule, and we put that to a side and we focus on the next one. So right now they've been focused on Mississippi State and nothing but it. And we've done a great job in preparing these young men to do so. And so you look for that. You look for the whole the whole ball of wax, if you will, and what are the coaches doing in the academic preparedness and respectful of what goes on other than football. Because football, and all of our sports actually, it's another class. The binders, the playbooks, I mean, it's hard. It's a difficult experience that they signed up for. And so you look for guys that the staff, coaching-wise, that can balance all that, be, champions on the field, champions in the classroom, champions in the community, and productive. So those are the things you look for, and we've got that right now. And quite frankly, that's all I'm focused on is where we are right now. And at the end of the year, we sit down and talk about what we've done and how we move forward together.
Sure. So we'll move to hockey. So hockey exhibition we just had this past weekend. Falcons won 7-1. Nice crowd out for the exhibition.
Great crowd.
A lot of changes we've seen within the ice arena, and one of those was the new icebox seating, which we've seen on the one end. What kind of feedback did you get about icebox seating, and will that continue moving forward?
Yeah, we got some positive feedback, and we bought some branded tables and branded chairs. It's kind of dress up that end a little bit with some premium seating, if you will. And we've had a number of them sold already. We had a bunch of folks during the exhibition game have an opportunity to sit down and try them out. There's a wait staff dedicated for that area. So just something a little different for that side. And there's, as you can see, all around the rink, the things that have been done, the scoreboards, the improvements. And, when I first got here, I sat down with Coach Bergeron and I asked him, what did he want? I didn't ask him what he needed, because my job is to make sure he has everything that he needs and a lot of what he wants. And that goes for all the coaches and all the teams. And all he said to me was full. And that's what he wants, is he wants it full. And so that's my job. That's the challenge of the staff, is to fill the rink. And the students did a tremendous job once again at our sporting events. They've done all fall since I've been here. And I think they had over 1,000 students at the exhibition game, and over 2,300 in the rink. And excited to see what happens when Ohio State comes to town.
Sure, absolutely, should be rocking in there. Last question we got this month, and it's a question related to security at athletic events. And certainly, as an athletic department, CSC came on a couple of years ago. What is your philosophy, or how do you balance safety and security with allowing fans to feel like they're free and have fun and really enjoy the event?
Yeah, and it's an art more than a science, like much of what we do in our jobs. And we have to ensure that it's a safe and secure environment. And I'd love to talk about specifics. If folks have specifics about what it may be degrading their fun experience because of the safety, and see how we can address those. A lot of the things that happen around the world, and especially specifically in this country, I mean, what happened, the unfortunate incident in Boston, I mean, you just don't foresee these things happen. So how can we best prepare ourselves against something like that and still ensure that we have a great fun-filled atmosphere and experience for those coming to watch the game? So it has to be safe, and also should be a great experience for the folks that are coming to our game. So I'm open to any suggestions as we go along that, but we would never sacrifice the safety of our student athletes, a visiting team, our patrons, for fun.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks again for joining us on the Falcon View, and we'll be back in another month.
Thanks, Jason.